Welcome to Threat Manager Studio Piece by Piece. I'm Simone Curzi and I'm very happy to show you my tool, Threat Manager Studio. In particular, today we will get a look at the site from which you can download and install Threat Manager Studio with the intent of providing to you some references on how to use the site itself, what are the goods that you can find, and how you can collaborate to make it even better. So the first page of the site, the home page, starts by showing you some of the most important and most recent pages, information related to Threats Manager Studio. And we have right now here a page describing threat modeling vNext, which is the methodology, the idea, the philosophy that is behind the Threat Manager Studio. So if you click here, you can get a look at what it is. There is an article that was used to announce the availability of Threat Manager Studio. And essentially that's it for now, but it will be you will find additional information in a few days, hopefully. So what is Threat Manager Studio? In the home page you can find some details about that. Threat Manager Studio is a new threat modeling tool. You can use it to create your own threat models, and it has been designed by threat modeling experts to provide an experience that is highly efficient and effective, and also that is extremely extensible, so that you can create your own solutions. You can integrate it with your systems, DevOps, for instance, with your line of business systems, with your own processes. You can make threat modeling really a part of your DevSecOps of your lean processes. You can see here an example of the interface, but in the next installments of the same series you will see a little more. And also, of course, the site itself provides a lot of more information. So the next section, learn the threat modeling process with the TMS, provide information related to the flow. What is threat modeling process? What is the threat modeling process implemented by Threat Manager Studio? So you can learn from the first article how you can create diagrams, but even before that, how you can put the details of your threat model inside the tool so that they will be used later for additional activities like reporting. You will see information about the templates, why they are important, and also about extensions, and so on and so forth. Please go through all those articles, because they will really give you an insight of what threat modeling with the Threat Manager Studio is. Then the next section provides details around Threat Manager Studio, what it is, how it has been built, why it has been built, what are the ideas behind it. It tries to answer also to the question, is Threat Manager Studio for you? Perhaps yes, perhaps not. There are other tools that are very good and that may feel better your needs. And also a question, it's very new, it has had only a few weeks of life now, but is that mature? And it is, of course it is, because Threat Manager Studio has been in the making for more than 3 years now, and essentially it has been used for more than 2 years actively, so you can rely on it. You can find also information here from users around the world that will tell you very briefly your experience and why they think that Threat Manager Studio is a valuable asset for them. And then some additional information, additional news are collected. All the different news are also present in the second page, the news page, where you can find all the different posts that have been sent to the site. But the real good start with the downloads page. In fact, you can download from that page all the different binaries. First of all, the Threat Manager Studio itself, by using this button, download button. There are a few important aspects here that you need to take note of. First of all, this Threat Manager Studio is based on a specific version of Threat Manager platform, which is the latest, by the way. Threat Manager platform is an open source SDK and engine to create your own threat modeling tools and to extend Threat Manager Studio. So this library is available from GitHub, for instance, clicking here, and you will go to the site from which you can download the sources. Take note of this number. This is important. In a moment we will see why. After you have downloaded the file, you will be able to check the signature, because this executable is signed with a certificate that has been issued for me by the DigiCert. So just check this signature, and also check the hash, because if the hash is correct, this is also a great indication that the integrity of the executable is good. So you can proceed and install it. Otherwise, do not install it. There are additional information here, also the requirements. So get a look, take a note, and install the tool. But it's not only it. You have other additional things that you can download from this page, namely, the most important, the extensions. Extensions are additional libraries that further extend the Threat Manager Studio with more features. The idea, the philosophy behind the Threat Manager Studio is to provide a limited set of functionalities. Those functionalities are still more than you would find on some other tools, but they may not be enough. For instance, the first of them, the automatic threat generation, is a library that allows to generate threats and associate mitigations based on rules defined inside the knowledge base that you are using to create your threat models. So this is a very convenient way to perform your threat models very fast. Again, you can find here the download link, the documentation, link to the documentation, and the hash that you need to double check to verify that everything is in line. Again, also those downloads are signed, so check the signature as well. And you can see here also the specific version of the Threat Manager platform engine that is supported by the extension. And you need to check that the version supported by the extension is the same that you have for the Threat Manager Studio. They must be aligned. Now, the extension may support a range. So there are some indications here in this orange section, but you could have an extension supporting the platform from version 1.3.0 to 1.3.99. And in that case, that extension will be loaded by the Threats Manager Studio built on Threats Manager Platform 1.3.4. So that will be fine. But if you have an extension that is version 1.3.3, for instance, that will not meet the same that we have for Threats Manager Studio, and then the loading the extension will fail. So you needed to take care about this. There are other extensions here. The MS Threat Modeling Tool import allows to import threat models and templates generated with Microsoft Threat Modeling Tool. So that's pretty convenient if you needed to migrate from that platform. And there is also a quality extension that provides a quality dashboard to verify that your threat model is formally correct. And it has a lot of different ways to tell you that. So this is a very important tool as well. Recommended, all those are recommended. The automatic threat generation is the most recommended of them all. There are other tools. There is an add-in for Word that you can install if you want to create reports from your own documents. So Threats Manager Studio allows to generate reports from your threat models by using your own template, simply by injecting template placeholders that are then replaced by Threats Manager Studio itself. This add-in is not necessary to perform this activity, but helps in creating from your documents, from your templates, something that can be used directly by Threats Manager Studio. The second tool is a massive conversion tool from Microsoft Threat Modeling Tool file. So you can essentially collect all your files and templates generated with Microsoft Threat Modeling Tool inside a folder and subfolders, and then execute this tool that is collected here on that folder, and at that point everything will be automatically converted. Again, there is a SHA for all of those items. There is this hash that you need to check. The add-in is also signed. Instead, this command line tool is not signed. So you have only the SHA to guarantee your integrity in this case. In this add-in, in any case, you can find the sources for that inside the SDK. Below, you find also 3 additional sections. You find templates, and we will see in a moment. It's the same link that you see in the upper bar. You see examples, and again, this is also here. All downloads. The all downloads page collects all the versions of the tools, and those are useful if you need for some reason, if you have for some reason libraries, extensions in particular, that you have created, for instance, and do not support the new versions. So you can still find the old versions here, and that will be maintained. Please note, though, that support is provided only for the newest version, not for the oldest. So if you have any problem, you need to migrate to the newest version available. Okay, so let's move to templates then. Within the templates, you can find, for now, a single template. This template contains the definition of a limited set of features, of services on Azure, in particular on the PaaS, Azure PaaS. And you can use them to, this definition, this template, to create, to start your own threat model from this set of information. It contains entities, defining those objects that are supported by the template itself. It defines threads that are related to those objects, mitigations for those threads, and rules that would allow to generate automatically the threads and associate the mitigations. So this is just initial. Additional templates will be provided, and the idea is that you will be able to load inside your threat model, inside your Threats Manager Studio, at any time, multiple templates, one or more. And this allows you to create a knowledge base that is dynamic, is composite, is essentially created bottom-up based on this information. So it's a pretty powerful approach. What can you find here? You can find the template itself. It's the first link. The second link is an example file. And really that example file has been used to generate the template. So it acts as a reference implementation of the template, and also it can be used to change the template itself. Then there is the reference Word file, which is the reference document that has been used to generate the example report by injecting in the different placeholders the information that is contained in the threat model. And this is how Threats Manager Studio creates reports. So again, you can find for each one of those files the hash that you can use to verify the integrity before opening the documents. There is also the template that has been used to create this reference Word file. So you can use that with your own projects, with your own threat models. Now, you may say, okay, but Simone, we have only a single template, and it's even not for a lot of objects. Not only that, but I am using AWS. What can I do? That's not enough. Yes, for sure, additional templates will be added, but you can provide your own templates. This is where the community of users for Threats Manager Studio are really called to action to contribute their own knowledge, their own templates. And you can do that by using this page, the template upload page. Your ownership will be safeguarded, absolutely, but you will be able at the same time to provide your value, your templates to the community of users so that they will be able to use them. As we have templates, we have also examples, and they are as important as templates in the same way. And the logic is the same. In this case, you have as only example what we have seen for the template itself. So exactly is the same Azure DevOps Core, and this download is the same example that we have seen in the templates. So for sure you will see here as new templates are published, you will see here also the examples that are related to the various templates, but also other examples, why not, will be added to that. Again, your call to action is to contribute to this list with your own examples. So please provide them, and I will make them available to everyone to improve, to learn how to use the tool. There are a couple of additional sections that I want to introduce here. The learning section, it's very important. The learning section contains a lot of pages that describe the different topics important to start using Threats Manager Studio. And with the initial post that I have highlighted to you, related to how you can implement a threat modeling process using Threats Manager Studio. Those pages go more in detail for the various scenarios, use scenarios. For example, with the introductory topics, you have 4 different sections. The first, Start Here, help you to install and configure the tool. Then provide additional concepts on how you can change specific configurations that would improve your experience. With execution mode, for instance, you can reduce the elements in the interface to what you really need. If you are a beginner, perhaps you will want to have only the tools required to perform your threat model without any additional tool that will not be required for your use scenario, and so on and so forth. Additional information are here. So then you have basic concepts like what is a threat model, how can you insert details, and what details you can insert in Threats Manager Studio about your threat model. What are the different entities that are supported? What are flows? What are the metadata related to flows? And so on and so forth. So those are really concepts that allow you to know how to move with Threats Manager Studio. Then there is a section related to diagramming. What are the different elements of the interface? There is a short video showing you some hints, how to start. And then there are those lists. You have different ways to interact with a threat model with Threats Manager Studio. A very important way is represented by lists. So in this section you will get some information. Then if we move to the advanced topics, here you will see additional more advanced concepts like how you can show to some non-technical person details related to the risks represented by your system, by the system that you're analyzing, with the overview dashboard. This is a very useful interface to have very fast discussion and very meaningful discussions. Item templates as well are very important to customize, to create specialized entities. The templates themselves, they are exactly what we have seen here. They can download for the Azure DevOps, and then tool to merge, to compare different threat models and templates and selectively load and import elements based on your needs. So there are additional topics, of course. There are even topics in the learning for experts. Just know that there is this important source of information. Then there are the troubleshooting pages. And the troubleshooting pages are separated, specialized on different sections. We have the startup pages, troubleshooting activities. So when you start, you get some warning. What are those warnings? What is the meaning? And what can you do to address the problem, if it is a problem that you need to address? So those are important information for you to ensure that every problem you may face is addressed. We have already talked about the Threats Manager platform page, this page, and then in contacts, of course, you can use it to contact, to send messages to me, and I will send you back some information, some answer. Then there are additional pages here. Simon and Security is my blog, cookie policy, privacy policy, and finally the license. With the license, you will see, if you go here, what are your rights, what are warranties provided to you with the source, and templates and examples. What are you supposed, what are your rights as an author, what are your rights as a consumer, and finally telemetry. What is there, how you can remove it, what are your responsibilities, what are my responsibilities related to that, and my pledges related to telemetry. So, and some final considerations. So I hope that it has been useful, and it's just one of the sections in this series. I hope you like it. If so, please like in YouTube, and up until the next. Thanks for watching.